It's really good. I did that. You can do that. You can for the United States. So,
Jesse wants to kneel.
You want to change it, Jesse?
So before we get started, just make sure your phones are off, or on silent. Thank you all again for coming out. As always, your input is always welcome, but we need to be respectful of each other. Um, don't speak until you're called on. And I assure you that if you have your hands raised, you're going to get opportunities to speak. And I'm not going to ignore you. And of course, as always, with our group up here, we don't always agree, and we may not always agree with each other, but our goal is always what's best for our community. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about, saying something, that you keep that in mind, that it's whatever it is that you're going to share, that you're doing it for, because you want our community to be better.
So we're going to go ahead and move forward with item number 2. I'm sorry, item C. Do we have any public comments? We do? Okay. Lily? Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to give a little update.
And I want to say that Miss Lily has been helping us quite a bit. Some of her mechanics has come out and fixed some of our equipment. I really appreciate that more than you know. Thank you.
Well, I stand in awe of our mechanic, and I like to share him. And I know Odom's in a bind right now, and we certainly want to help you any way we can. I can't give you money, but I can give you time and elbow grease. So whatever we can do to get y'all up and running, we want to do that. We've got a lot of
Great, thank you.
we're here for you. So I just want to give you an update. We have a lot of bad roads, a lot of bad roads. So when I came into office, we were in a crisis, and that was in 2021. We get an annual rainfall of 32 inches, and we got an extra 32 inches on top of that. So we were drowned in these potholes that turned into lakes and ponds, and our ditches weren't dug out. So we had a lot of flooding and stuff. So we've been digging them up. When we build a road, just like we did 2047 over here with the big dip, we cleaned the low water crossing out all the way to the highway. So now the water on that end of Odom doesn't stack up. It moves slowly through. So far, we haven't had heavy rains yet, but every time it rains, even in the night, I'm out driving them to see how the water reacts to our ditches. So we're working on our infrastructure. Every time I touch a road, the culverts are old, they're collapsed. So we're doing Cemetery Road. We've had to replace all the culverts, but we also upgraded them to a larger size and added more pipe in there, so the water gets off quicker. So we're working on all that. We're going to try to start paving around that area tomorrow before we move on and try to help some other people. But certainly we're here for you guys, and we want to do our best. And any way I can support you, you just reach out to me. Yes.
I noticed, Ms. Stephanie, you're here. We didn't have you on the agenda, but since you are here, if you'd like to just take that time to kind of give us your report.
For the time frame of September 26th through October 24th of 2023, we had a total of 48 calls for your response area. 0 calls were actually in the mutual aided into this area. 2 of the calls were out of compliance due to delayed shoot times. Your average response time for the city limits was 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Total calls inside the city limits was 27. And then for your county response, you had 20 calls.
Any Halo flights response?
Not that I was able to find.
Well, thank you all for everything you do for our community. And the other day, I kind of used y'all as an excuse with Union Pacific, telling them you need to get somebody out here right now, have an ambulance that needs to get through, even though it wasn't true. But I used y'all as an excuse.
Well,
And-
we actually had one from Sinton that was trying to get back to Sinton for a call that got stuck in the arm too, or was
Okay.
down by the arm. So Wasn't truly a lie.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you. I think we have somebody else.
Mr. Ramon Adames?
I've got some railroad crossings that I'm concerned about with the potholes, and they've been bad for a while. And I don't know if y'all talked to anybody on the railroad about getting them fixed. I know 77 is pretty bad shape, 631 and Willis. And I mean, I don't know who to report it to because, I mean, I don't know if one of you guys takes the complaints. So that's why I'm here today, just to let y'all know about them.
Okay.
Also, there was a street light out, and like there again, I don't know who to report it to. So on Baylor and First Street, the corner light was out. That was 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know if it's been repaired or not.
Baylor and what?
First,
Raymond, they have numbers on the pole.
man, that's why I'm letting y'all know. Yeah. And that was
Get
it.
the number.
Yeah, we'll get AEP out there.
And I'm not sure if Mr. Mike Joyce, was that a check for yes to give?
I was in the middle for maybe.
Ah.
I don't know how it goes. It's my first day here.
Mhm.
Well, I could ask, I gotta ask
Sure.
something. Is, a long time ago, I asked about the railroad track blowing the horn. This has probably been, talked about forever. And then, I called, they had a number in the office, and I called that number. It was about, it was to the railroad. It's to call this number like if you have a complaint. And then I heard the rule was, something, this many feet and they don't have to blow the horn, or we do this and they don't have to blow the horn. Well, I'm just down the street and it's in my backyard. So, I've kind of soundproofed in different buildings back there, covered my windows, and it's much, much better. But, it's even a thing for our property values, actually. If people come to see your property, I helped build Exxon, and they got like 6 railroad tracks there. And those tracks are all stacking up trains for plastic that are going to go to Houston or somewhere, and they're going to be coming through here. And I wrote that actually on my tax rebuttal that, this is too expensive, that, that even that, it's not good for our property. I mean, it's lowers your property taxes or value of your house as far as when someone wants to live there. But when I called that number, the railroad they were like, did somebody get hit? This is the number that was in the office, did someone get them? What are you calling here for? So it just, I never got a response, and I didn't even think of that for here. I just I kind of was invited or mentioned it. So, but that's an interesting thing that, is there anything we can do for them not to have to blow the horn? For coming through the city, I wish there was something to do about that. Not that there is, but,
Can I rebut that?
Sure.
We did close, a couple of years ago, we closed 2 streets.
Yes.
And we're gonna start working on the quiet zone. And that was part of, to get the quiet zone going, so we're gonna have to blow the,
It takes a lot of years.
yeah.
oh, I'm
And
sure.
you get points,
Yeah.
and that's why, like, Jessica Falcon mentioned that we closed 2 streets
Mhm.
because they were gonna do manual switch stations, but then throughout the years, when you close more streets, then you draw points, and then the quiet zone, that's when you can get more into
We
it.
could probably look into it more.
They start beeping like right at my house.
Oh,
at the-
I'll hear it in my house.
Next to the tile stores, right where behind the tile stores where they start honking. Anyway, I'm just curious.
Now, in the past, they would say, well, we were here first, if you don't like it, y'all can leave. So, because they were, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
grew around a depot here, but, and we're known for that. They're willing to work with us, it's just, like I say, you draw points to the quiet zone.
All right, just curious.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to move on to, anybody else now? No. So we'll move on to item number 2, approval of the minutes for October the 25th, special call meeting. We're still trying to work on the meetings for some of the other city council meetings, but these, do I have a motion on item number 2?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for October 25th, special call meeting.
I'll second.
So it's a motion by Councilman Dominguez, and second by Councilman Huerta. Any discussion? Okay, so we'll move forward with the vote. Place one,
Yes.
place two, place three,
Yes.
place four,
Abstain.
place five.
Yes.
So motion carried.
Which one are you
Four.
lacking? You're lacking which meetings?
Ms. Holda, do you know which ones were?
I had a model on the desk, I thought we had already, I missed the last meeting, I thought they would have already been approved.
No,
We're
I
missing
have-
that.
I think you're missing the two before this one.
right.
Yes.
So-
They're complete, I just didn't know they had been.
So we'll try to get them at the next meeting.
Can you send it to us already?
Sure, I'll do that. I'll send them to y'all so you can review them ahead of time.
That works.
Okay. So item number 3, we're going to start item A, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the minutes of this, oh, sorry. Just did that one. Item B, discuss, consider, and take action on proclamation in the street. This is TxDOT, Mr. Sasi.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Robert Isasi. I'm the area engineer here at Sinton Area Office. Before I go into this, I just want to address the railroad, and you brought up a good point regarding the condition of the railroad crossings and who to contact. That would be my office for US 77 at the crossing there. Seems like every 2 years we have to replace those railroad crossings. TxDOT is responsible for the roadway, and the actual railroad crossing, TxDOT is not allowed to touch it without coordination with the railroad. But I'll give you a phone number if you wouldn't mind to contact our TxDOT railroad coordinator for issues regarding the railroad. 361-808-2340. That person, her name is Cassandra Munoz, and she is the TxDOT railroad coordinator. She handles issues such as complaints like the condition of the roadway while you're crossing over FM 631 and over 77. Those I've got earmarked for replacement. They call it replanking the roadways. And of course, she can work with the railroad on the other roads like at Baylor or other streets where we have issues with that on there. It's not my phone number. It's not my phone number. But 808-2340. Cassandra Munoz. She doesn't mind. She doesn't take the calls.
So I want to we have to kind of go back. We need a motion to discuss, consider, and take action on this proclamation. Do I hear a motion? A motion by Councilman Falcone, second by Councilman Dominguez, and now we can move on to discussion.
Okay. I rewrote my speech here in the office this evening, and so I've got to put my readers on. And I will read through. These are borrowed readers. By the way, I forgot my readers at home, but the secretary let me borrow some. Excuse the glasses, it's not my style. Good evening, Mayor Maldonado, Commissioner, Council, City Council, or Alderman, and fellow citizens. My name is Robert Isasi. Like I said, I'm the area engineer we're the Sinton area engineer for Texas Department of Transportation, commonly known as TxDOT. I'm here today to talk about a critical issue that affects all of us, the safety of our Texas roadways. Since November 7, 2000, not a single day has passed without the loss of life on Texas roads. Today, this relentless streak of fatalities is a somber reflection of the risks that lurk on our Texas highways. Today, also November 7th, marks the 23rd year of this daily tragedy, a narrative that TxDOT is determined to change. In response to this urgent issue, TxDOT has launched a campaign called #EndTheStreetTexas. And it looks like this right here. You probably have seen it in the years past. We're definitely doing a push to continue to end the streak here. This initiative is not just about statistics, it's about people, it's about family, friends, and neighbors. The campaign's mission is to turn every Texan's attention to the grim reality that the choices we make on the road have life or death consequences. This past February, we almost witnessed the end of this harrowing streak. For just one day, Texas recorded a single fatality, far below our daily average. While this was a small victory, it's a poignant reminder that our collective efforts in engineering, education, and enforcement are not in vain. They can yield results and they can save lives. So, but let's be clear, the streak continues, and with it, the loss of over 83,000 lives since the beginning. That means over 3,600 deaths per year. Each one is a heartbreak. Each one is a life unfulfilled. TxDOT has pledged an unprecedented $17 billion over a 10-year period for safety improvements across our great state. We're not just talking about wider roads or clearer signs, though that's a part of it. We're talking about increase in pavement striping size. You've seen the pavement the stripe get a little bit thicker there. Adding rumble strips as you're approaching stop signs. Constructing roundabouts. They have been proven to significantly reduce those severity of crashes at intersections. A roundabout, we might see them in the future, but that's something that we're looking into. And also implementing a Safer by Design program that it comes into 3D modeling of our designs so that we can see it, and we run simulations of traffic on it. So that is coming as well. So these measures, though they might seem small, are significant steps towards our safety goals. Yet infrastructure alone won't end this street. It takes a conscious commitment from every driver. Nearly half of the roadway deaths in Texas involve individuals not wearing seatbelts. This fact alone should be a stark reminder of the control that we have over our safety and the impact of our decisions. TxDOT is urging every Texan to become a champion of road safety. So today I'm here to ask for all of us to make wise decisions behind the wheel. Buckle up. Seatbelts are your first line of defense. Drive the speed limit or slower depending on road conditions. Drive sober, never under the influence. Plan a sober ride home. When driving, put your phone away or set it to do not disturb. Support the End the Street TxDOT campaign on social media by posting pictures with dedicated signs that are available on our TxDOT website. Share any personal stories on social media to underscore the significance of this initiative. Engage with TxDOT to amplify the message or become part of the solution. Together, we have the power to make a difference. By supporting TxDOT's mission, not only do we raise awareness, but we also forge a collective force capable of saving lives. In Odom, let us lead by example. Let us be the change. Let us be the community that helps to end the streak of daily deaths on Texas roads. Thank you for your attention and your support to this commitment. And I want to finish this off by sharing a few local statistics that I have that our traffic office supplied us with. So year to date on 2023, I've got these little these little graphs here. You could pass one down. Thank you very much. So far to date, in the city limits of Odom, we've got 28 recorded traffic accidents. Not saying that there were injuries or not injuries, we're just all in general recorded traffic accidents. That we get this information from DPS. I'm not sure if we get it from our local office, but we have 28 recorded crashes. 3 of them have been a single vehicle run off the road, where they just lost control. Either they were distracted, not sober. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying to give you some idea of what you're seeing in your community here. 5 of them recorded distracted drivers. 5 of them were speed related. 8 of them, so we're seeing a lot of commercial vehicles. 8 of them were commercial vehicle accidents, like the 18-wheelers from the past Friday, 2 Fridays ago. 12 of them were intersection related, so crashes, one from a different angle. All in all, they wrote Odom as more of a rural, not a metro area. So 28 recorded crashes altogether. So this is your community. This is, of course, people passing through this community with commercial vehicles. But these, I'm glad to say, I don't know of any fatalities in town due to crashes. I know our local law enforcement might recall, but they didn't quite share that information. They just gave me a general overview on that. So I just wanted to share that information with you and the public on that. So I really hope that you will support this proclamation. I'm asking for a proclamation in support of TxDOT's initiative. And if you do so choose to have this proclamation, I'd like a picture, if I could, with, I've got 6 of these. If you could hold these up, showing end the streak, and we can take a picture together on the proclamation.
For sure.
Thank you.
You're gonna read the proclamation.
Yes, I have the proclamation here. Whereas the aim of the Texas Department of Transportation in the street safety campaign is to reduce the number of daily deaths on Texas roadways and ultimately end the streak of daily fatalities. And whereas Texas Transportation Commission, the Texas Department of Transportation, the TxDOT Corpus Christi District, and the City of Odom are fully committed to supporting TxDOT's In the Street campaign. And whereas the last day without a traffic fatality on Texas roadways occurred November 7th, 2000, and whereas in the year 2022 alone, traffic crashes claimed the lives of 118 individuals within our 10-county TxDOT Corpus Christi district. And whereas each citizen holds the power to contribute to ending the daily toll of traffic deaths by practicing safe driving habits such as not speeding, refrain from impaired driving, putting away cell phones, buckling up, and obeying all traffic laws. And whereas it is the earnest aspiration of the City of Odom and the Texas Department of Transportation to witness the cessation of fatalities on Texas roadways, and whereas we steadfastly believe that collectively we can affect meaningful and life-saving changes within our community, one driver at a time. Therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as Mayor David Vargas Maldonado of the City of Odom, I do hereby proclaim the month of November 2023 as In the Street Month in the City of Odom, and implore all citizens to join in observing November as In the Street Month. I urge all drivers to adopt safe driving practices and affirm together our commitment to working tirelessly to end the streak of daily deaths on Texas roadways.
Thank you.
So we will go ahead and take a vote here. Place 1,
Yes.
place 2, place 3,
Yes.
place 4,
Yes.
place 5. So final in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Odom to be affixed this 7th day of November 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And I just want to say that as somebody who has lost a family member in a traffic accident, it's probably one of the worst experiences. When a person passes by natural causes, you have time to prepare yourself. But when you get the phone call and that life's gone, it takes a lot of years to recover from that loss. So I appreciate what TxDOT does and that they continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a picture with you guys?
Sure, of course.
Holding this. If it was, I'd push for it every day.
You know, get closer.
Can I get right behind you?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
You have the proclamation?
One, on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't move. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Sassi. Yes, sir. On the Races River Bridge, on the northbound lane, the middle lane, it's got some real gap.
Along the path. I will get that.
Why, it's so long.
That's who's Moises County? And Lee County.
Okay.
I'm gonna drive it on the way home right now. West Alabama.
No, come on.
That way tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to item C, the Economic Development Report. Councilman Falcon, you want to go ahead and?
No, just go ahead and do it. We'll vote on it.
Okay. So discuss, consider, and take action on resolution 620. 630.
I make a motion that we approve, resolution 630, 85,000 for extreme towing, 9,216 for Odom Laundromat.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
So we have a motion by Councilman Dominguez to discuss, consider, and take action on resolution 630, providing 85,000 to Danny Salinas, owner and operator of Extreme Towing for complete renovations, and also providing $9,216 to Charles Cromwell, owner operator of Odom Laundromat for purchase and installation of new signage, and second by Councilman Candela. And we have any discussion?
He brought it up to the, yeah, you want to say a couple of words, Danny?
Danny?
No. Just to, you got your little book?
Yeah.
He's,
I'm doing it.
he's been, how long you been here in the
Yeah, I've
community?
been here 18 years. We're trying to get a new building. Ours is falling apart. So that's gonna help with our parking lot, our driveway, tearing down the building, new fence for the impound. It's gonna help us out a lot. And we're not going anywhere. You know, my kid's gonna run it. Hopefully they're all the time.
You know, I'm glad to see it because, I mean, I've known you, I know you forever and
Yeah.
you've been a long resident of Odom. You've been here forever and you've helped out when you needed to and you're not going anywhere. And I think you've already passed it down to your
Yeah, my
kids.
son's gonna take it.
So they're gonna take over, so I have no problem doing that. I'm glad you stayed here. You haven't gone
Yeah,
nowhere
we're
else.
not going.
And he does help our PD and our city of Elko, so yeah, he's a,
I appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I can also say, Danny, that while some of us were teenagers in school and running around on the streets, you were at Mr. Green's, learning your trade, and it's something that you've been at for a long, long time. And I can't say how much we as a community appreciate, because I know at one time you had a shop in Sinton. And right now, Sinton would probably be an ideal place to be with the growth. But it's good to see that you still bleed blue and gold, and that you're still, committed to our community. And yes, thank you very much for, being here all these years. We really appreciate it.
For those people that don't know where these funds are coming from, they're coming from economic development. In case people think, hey, is it coming from City of Odom funding or whatever? Economic development meets at least once a month.
no,
Economic development funding is done through sales tax. You go buy product, sodas, water, grocery, fuel. So 0.5% of those sales tax goes to the city of Odom, and that's where economic development meets to, be productive within the community, and that's why we decided with Danny to give them that much money.
So any other discussion? So I think we're gonna have to have a
public hearing, one
public hearing on this resolution. But we're gonna go ahead, if there's no more discussion.
And on the public hearing, it's for the public. If y'all do not approve this project, and then you get 10%, you'll come up with a petition for not to allow this project. So that's what a public hearing. But after 60 days, if there's no output from the citizens, Danny gets it.
No opposition.
And again, it's not city funds.
No.
We're not using city funds. It's economic development, and the majority of economic development funds comes to the passerbys. So,
Yeah.
we just give it back to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
Are y'all gonna vote right now?
Yes, ma'am. So we're going to go ahead. If there's no more discussion, we're going to go ahead and vote. Place 1,
Yes.
place 2,
Yes.
place 3,
Yes.
place 4,
Yes,
place 5. Motion carries.
we'll let you know about that public hearing.
The next item, item D, discuss, consider, and take action on the city impound. The reason that I put this in is obviously, you know, the chief has got kind of a lot of things going on at the police department. I'm sorry. Do I hear a motion to discuss, consider, take action on the city impound?
I'll make a motion that we take action on city impound.
Do I have a second? We have a motion by Councilman Falcon and second by Councilman Candela. So I'm still kind of learning the ropes around here, so appreciate the patience. So discussion. The reason I put this on here, like I was saying, is the chief's got a lot going on with the city, with the police department, and doesn't really have the resources and the time to really running and handling an impound. There's a lot of paperwork that's required. And I know Danny has been helping us out with towing vehicles to the impound. So I just wanted to get some input from the council members here on how we should proceed with the impound.
So is Danny gonna, we're gonna contract Danny to do this? Is that what the plan is?
I think that's kind of the idea, and that's why I wanted to bring it up is, you know, Danny, if we have any vehicles that would need to be impound, you know, Danny would take them to his shop and he would do all the processing paperwork and that kind of. Chief, I mean, I'd like you to come up and.
Are you not using the impound no more?
Right now, it's all going to the Extreme. The reason is because we don't have anyone to actually go there and release the impound, anything like that. All of our impound actually, talk to Extreme and they help us out that way. I would like to just leave it open just in case we do have some criminal wise that we could just keep there. If it's gonna be for evidence or anything like that, I would just keep it that way. But anything that's gonna come in and out, I prefer it to go to Extreme because they have the manpower to go ahead and do that. And at the same time, we don't have to do a contract. It's just instead of doing a rotation, we just use our local, which is going to be just Extreme, just to use him.
So how was it being done before?
Before, what we would do is we will only use Extreme, and he would actually, unless it was a big vehicle, we would actually have to go to where it was available for an 18-wheeler or anything like that. But before, Extreme would actually take to our impound lot, and we would actually pay Extreme for the services to picking up the vehicle.
So you would pay Extreme to pick it up?
Correct.
So we're not gonna do anything, we're gonna do the same thing?
We can't,
No,
we can't do that.
no, what we'll do is we'll just call, and Extreme will pick it up, and he will do all the arrangements with whoever the owner of the vehicle is.
We don't get no money.
So we don't get no money?
No.
So is that what we wanna
But
do?
we're willing to pay a fee.
Hold on. Huh?
We're willing to pay a fee. We used to do that with Gregory. For every impound we will get.
So we will get money?
But we gotta
So-
make
We're
sure
doing it at the
that,
end of the month.
Okay, so we will get money?
Yeah, at the end of the month, that's when we cut it.
but we would
Yeah,
probably
it's
need,
the opposite.
Oh, okay.
It's usually,
Then I'm
the
okay
city
with
would
that.
cut us a
Yeah.
check at the end of the month.
but we still
Right.
gotta make sure with our legal department to see if that's legal, because that would be sort of like a finder's fee.
Yeah,
You
Gregory
don't
was
wanna
more
get
of a
involved
broker.
like that.
Right.
And it was-
How many services does Gregory have?
When I used to do Gregory, it's what they did.
No, I'm talking
So-
about record services.
They got about 4 or 5.
As of right now, it's up to y'all, but I'd rather have him just take the vehicle, let him resolve it with you.
Right.
With the customer himself, because it's gonna be kind of hard for us to keep track, how many days and so on. It'll be easier for us just to use our impound just for, like I said, any evidence or any.
Narcotics type of.
criminal.
Which is what the sheriff's department does right now, right? The sheriff's department doesn't have an impound. They only vehicles that are,
Nobody has an impact.
Yeah.
Right.
we have the impound.
Voting was only one that had impact.
So just keep our impound, just like I said, just for just criminal wise, evidence wise, and the rest release wise.
Danny, are you gonna be open 24 hours for like somebody comes in and,
24 hours.
so it's 24 hours. So they come in at 2 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
by law, we have to be 24 hours.
Oh,
And
yeah.
release 7 days a week.
That's,
So we always keep a man here.
Yeah, we've never had problems with Extreme. We've always called them, they've been like 2-3 minutes tops.
Danny doesn't sleep.
He sleeps in the truck.
With a motor on.
so I think the only thing that we would have to discuss later would be if we could collect a fee like they did with Gregory in the past and make sure that can be arranged, you know, and if so, you know, then we'll move forward with that. So, okay.
So do we table this or do you?
Let's go.
No, we can
We can pass it, yeah.
Well,
Pass
Yeah.
it.
We could pass it with no fees, right? For right now, he can start doing everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and move
He's
forward.
doing it now
So-
anyway.
He's doing it now anyway,
Yeah.
but now.
Oh,
he's-
okay. Right now you taking them over there?
Like, he's gonna do
Actually,
the
there's been,
paperwork.
there's nothing,
We
there's
have,
nothing right
we
now.
have only
It's zero.
accidents. The only
Okay,
thing- the
okay.
only thing we've had so far is just accidents,
Right.
and he takes them over there.
But let's say the police chief is the only patrolman right now, he's patrolling. If he were to stop somebody that's DUI, he can't let that person go, so he's gonna have to call Danny.
Right.
Danny would handle everything. This
Yeah.
is on his own.
I just want to make sure that when you do, most of you add that Tony Danny that we're using that rotation.
Right, right. Well, I think that's kind of an agreement that most of the record services have. Yeah, for sure. So,
Is it legal?
you know,
What's that?
Well, y'all were saying that you didn't know if it was legal. Is it
No,
legal?
no.
for the fee.
For the
Oh,
fee,
for the
for
fee.
him to pay us back.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
We
For
just
the
gotta
fee.
make sure that that would be legal. I know,
I know
I had
it's a
spoken to
franchise
Danny, he
fee,
says
it's a
Gregory used to
franchise
do it.
fee, I think that's-
Okay.
but then they stopped doing it. So if they stopped doing it, is it for a reason or, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So that'll be the only thing we'll have to research.
Discuss
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
and if not, then, I mean, we'll still continue to, the vehicles will still have to be handled with Danny. Unless it's an evidence vehicle. If it's something that we need to keep for evidence, then we would take it to the city, to the police department and store it
I
there.
wouldn't want to give up that money. I mean,
so-
is there anything we could do? Like maybe have him pick it up, store it over there, lock it up, and then maybe the people here deal with it. The office people here at the city hall deal with the impound,
Well, that's what Isabel used
so
to
that we
do.
don't lose that money.
But he does it 24 hours, doesn't matter.
Huh?
He's there 24 hours. And he gets it, we get money from this. I don't know how much, but we do get money.
Okay.
So, I think
That's what we
just-
gotta,
You've got over in Portland? No, no, everything, what we stopped doing, Gregory, because of that problem, we ran into that situation. If it was legal. I looked it up, it was illegal.
oh, it wasn't,
And the person there was in charge, it was a verbal, so it was just an agreement between me and him.
mm,
Yeah, the city was taking it.
It's gotta
would
be-
Like a finder's fee.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, so it was, I don't think it was legal, but.
well, I guess we'll have to look at
Some
that
kind
and
of
research
contract or
it.
something like that.
also keep in mind with us having an impound, and like Isaac mentioned, you know, if we were to get somebody to run it and continue running it, then we charge the max, which is $325 a vehicle.
Yeah,
And he
and,
would get 100 or 125? 100. See, that's how we were doing it.
yeah, so I think what the whole thing is, for right now, until we can bring in, you know, someone, once our financial situation gets better and hopefully, and I know I've talked to the chief, already, about, you know, would he prefer to bring in a new officer, an extra officer, or a clerk? And he was, right away, he jumped, I'd rather have a clerk. So if we can, you know, next year, once our financial situation, we can pass through this hill, if we can bring in maybe somebody part-time to work with the chief, to handle, then maybe we can take back some of the impound work later on. But I think just for the meantime, if
Right.
we can just move forward with allowing Danny to handle all our impound vehicles.
So we wouldn't close it.
No.
Yeah.
Because you don't report it to the state anyway,
No.
that we're closing.
Right, we're
It won't
still,
be just within us.
So that would be without him paying us anything.
well, I mean, obviously,
Until we
we
find
still have
out.
to, until we have to find out if,
Huh? That's what I'm gonna look into. You got it. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, we're good.
That's okay, we'll give them 100 and we continue.
All right.
All right.
I'm good.
so, I guess we need to,
So you made a discuss, consider, take action.
on the city impound, so we want to make a motion. Just, you want
I
to,
make a motion that we keep Extreme Towing as the impounder contractor.
Second.
okay, motion by Councilman Falcon to keep Extreme as our impound provider
And also keep the city impound also.
and keep the city impound
Yeah.
open.
Yes.
And second by Councilman Alvaro. Any more discussion? We're going to go ahead and vote. Place one,
Yes.
place two, place three,
Yes.
place four,
Yes.
place five. Okay, motion carries. The next item here, item E, discuss, consider, and take action on upgrading the broadband at the city library. Ms. Donna?
I make a motion that we upgrade the broadband at the city of Oakland.
I second it.
Motion by Councilman Falcon, second by Councilman Dominguez, and we will move forward with discussion. Ms. Donna?
First, let me tell you, we heard and started talking about this on October after the meeting. Some of you had complaints because the voices on our programs would become garbled and you couldn't understand them. Some of the students coming into the library, their classes were slow. So I went to some of the other businesses and they're having the same problem. Because coming into the library and coming into the city, we have something called a coaxial. It's actually a baseband. I'm sure most of you know the difference between a baseband and a broadband. A baseband is just one line. All the information comes down, it goes together as a signal and comes. It's kind of like a railroad track. There's only one way on a baseband. If we can try to move into broadband, it has multiple continuous signals can go together because it's kind of like a highway. Everything can go and it can go its own way. It doesn't have to blend to go somewhere. The problem with broadband is we don't have that coming into town yet. So it's going to require a site survey. And we're in the process of talking to Miss Lonnie Page, who is our area director, and she's going to set up a meeting with their sales engineer, our mayor, interested council members, and our authorized user to come and see how we can get it here. We're all concerned about money. I am for everything. You voted tonight, or yesterday, or any day, you probably know one of the propositions was to bring broadband to every citizen in the state of Texas. I don't know whether it's passed or not. But the state of Texas already has $600 million voted on, it's out there. And it's something called Broadband Equity Access Development Fee. It's the initial fee. We qualify for that. We're a community that qualifies for that. So what we're going to have to think about now is after we get the site survey, and they say it's going to cost you this to bring it into Odom, or do you want to try to wait and see what we can get? So we haven't left you with a garble sound or left you with a weak signal. We're just working on it. Do you have any questions? And it would only change our price. $50 once we get the fiber optics. Our whole bill would only go up $50 for that good a signal. And it wouldn't just be for the library. We're not just looking for the library. We want it to be in the city of Odom. So do you have any questions?
Any questions?
Right now, we are just baseband.
So I think what, and Ms. Donna and I discussed, I mean, if this was to pass and we were able to get the funding for it, you could sit at the park on your computer and actually access the Wi-Fi at the park, you know, so you could, you know, you wouldn't have to come to the library. You wouldn't have to, you could sit at Clayton's or at Up Dog Pizza and sit outside with your computer and access the Wi-Fi from the city. So I think it's a great thing. I think that, you know, it's something that would really kind of make a big difference in our community, to do that.
And it's going to be available to everybody. This is a nice thing. When fiber optics come through, they're not just going to do 2 blocks. Right now, they're in St. Paul, probably Tech Dock on the road, and I know Miss Lily knows. They've dug up out there. And on County Road 908, you can get into it right now, and it goes from 100 M to 300 M. So it's pretty amazing.
Donna, would the
so I
school
think-
be able to access also the school?
Yes.
Are they on board too?
When they bring it in, it's like a flood or something. They just go in like this, and it's not just one line into town. It's, you know, but you wouldn't have to be here at the library. You wouldn't be pinging off our Wi-Fi. You would be taking it from that fiber optics. It is a very, very nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have some
So-
each month to keep you up on it.
And you want to sit at Dairy Queen and get on your computer at Dairy
Yes.
Queen, you'll be able to sit at Dairy Queen, at the taqueria, at Mi Pueblo, anywhere. You could bring your computer, you know, sometimes with my grandkids, I have their tablet with them, and then it starts buffering, and then they lose their mind because they don't have a good signal.
That's what it is.
So,
And we passed, this is the Texas Administration Code that I've gone through, and we passed the program eligibility and everything, and this is the 600 million that the state of Texas already has out there, but you have to apply for it. And since we're one of the least served areas, we would move up to the top of the list. So, and of course, if you want to read these, I have all these very boring pages at the library, and you can come see them. So, but
thank you, Ms. Donna.
So all this is for her to pursue this, right?
Correct. This is just for us to move forward. I want y'all's input. Like I've said before, you know, these are decisions I think that we as a council need to make together. So we have a motion by Councilman Falcon, and that was just to discuss, consider, and take action on upgrading the broadband at the city library. Second by Councilman Dominguez. Is there any other discussion? So I think we're going to move forward. Place 1?
Yes.
Place 2? Place 3?
Yes.
Place 4?
Yes.
Place 5?
Yes.
So motion carries. Okay. And I think this will be fantastic for the city. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Ms. Donna, do you know any other city around us that has this in place that you know of?
that has.
The broadband, like for the whole
I
city?
know, personally, my daughter just signed into it with her business off County Road 908. And I think it raised her bill less than $40.
Okay.
And of course, it does take, Ms. Lily can probably tell you, they have to dig trenches, they have to bury the fiber optics, so that's gonna involve, it's gonna be along the highway or the county roads.
Right,
So it's not gonna be something we can do tomorrow.
right.
They're doing road bores, running lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Spectrum.
Okay.
Spectrum is the one that's offering.
So we're going to move on to item 4, announcements and non-action items. Item F, discuss windstorm policy renewal. We did renew our windstorm policy. We went with a different carrier. We were able to save about $6,000 a year with the new carrier. I think we were at $136,000 for our last year. I think we're down to, Ms. Hilda, is it like 130,000? I think was this. So we were able to save around $6,000 with our windstorm policy. That was something that Mr. Bain worked on with us, and we were able to get a different insurance company to give us a bid. We had been using the same company for a couple of years, and this new company came in and was able to give us a better price. We discussed also, we're going to move to, any discussion on that? Item G, discuss moving forward with placing EV charging stations at the community parking lot. I think this was something that was discussed at an economic development meeting. We have our community parking lot right here next to City Hall. And I think it's a great idea to just start researching.
It's inexpensive, actually.
Huh?
It's inexpensive to have.
Inexpensive.
And I think the nearest one is Refugio. I'm thinking Refugio. So it'll be a good thing.
Yeah, I think
Because I'm
it
gonna
would
buy a
be.
new truck and it's gonna be electric.
Oh, hold on, man.
And I'm gonna park right here and do the Wi-Fi.
While you're charging your car?
Yeah. Just kidding. No, everything,
So-
nothing Tesla and all these are all,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of electric cars coming out there.
So
We would charge for it.
Oh,
yeah,
yes. it's not-
yeah. So it would, I think it's a good place. That parking lot would be a good place for us to put a few, EV stations. I think it's actually Councilman Huerta, I think, was one of the ones that was discussing it at the last city council meeting. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit more research on that. Item H, discuss the purchasing of new computers for the city library through the economic development. Again, this was something that, Ms. Donna, we discussed with you, and if you could just tell us a little bit about where we are with your computers.
The computers we have now, we're down to 1.5. One of them, you have to continually move the mouse or it dies. They were used when we got them from the school, so they've been very good computers. But we're seeing more and more use. In fact, I presented to the EDC that we have 7 3/4 person use them a day. So that's quite a bit. And we need them now. People can't apply for jobs. They no longer give you a paper application. They tell you to do it online, just speaking Dollar General, whatever. Right now, at this moment, Medicare and Medicaid, you have to just stick with the 7. You can't do it on your phone. It doesn't let you research which of the ones or insurances you might want. So computers have become more and more and more important. The students can come in here and take their exams from Del Mar. Also job fairs. I find job fairs on them and post them. I just am finding now that books are great. Children's very literate. We have a lot of readers. But the computers are where we need to look at right now.
Donna, how many were you looking at?
I need 4 in all, and one's been donated. So we're ordering, which hopefully we'll have a full bank of 4, and that should do it.
I want to piggyback on that. We had a meeting last night with EDC. That was going to be one of my topics, but we allowed 5,000, I think,
5,000.
and whatever. I think she said maybe 3 good computers, and everybody's using Mac now. Maybe on Mac.
I have one
Mac, so no, so they can have.
Yeah. And because the college kids are finding that so many of their classes that they're taking, and when they come here on the evening, on Tuesday evenings, very busy usually, they like a MacBook. So I want to keep that one, because they do find it to be more comfortable for them. And then the others will be like Microsoft 11 Pro or something, or Windows 11 Pro.
We just get state of the art. Don't get something that's going to be obsolete in 1 year.
Yeah.
So if she needs a little bit more, EDC.
Small businesses, we have 2 people here who do cooking. Ms. Hammond does her small business stuff on our computer. She does her basic Excel and stuff. So it's not just, we don't have a lot of gamers. They do that on their phone, and they do that on their iPad. We're finding it's more serious users.
And that will become for our next, to bring it up for EDC project.
Okay.
So allow.
And we will have a copier now. Some of you, and I see a couple of people, I know have wanted things scanned.
A scanner?
We don't have a
Yeah.
scanner.
Yeah, you need a
This
scanner.
public printer, copier, scanner will do legal and letter.
Yep, you
And
need a scanner.
Shoot, I told that to you.
So I can't let it fax. But I think it'll be much more acceptable for the public when they can scan their stuff.
Definitely.
People scan them.
So that'd be
So
good.
I was very happy. I've already made another invoice. So. Yes, I was happy. Good.
You think you can get that scanner on that 5,000?
If not, we can bring it up. Yeah, we can.
Trust me, she only wanted $2,000.
Yes.
What can you give?
What can you get?
You can't, not good one.
That's
No.
why we went ahead.
Well, I could, if the council wants, I can take a poll with the EDC. I mean, if maybe jack it up. I mean, I should say jack it up.
Increase it.
Increase,
Increase it.
increase the money. We could do that. And maybe because like I said, if we could get broadband and we get, I want her to have a computer too, because she sits on her computer all day. She's got an old one. How old is yours, Donna? No, never mind. But she makes it work. That's what's good. And it's also gonna enhance that movie thing we got there, YouTube. It's gonna enhance that too. So if we've got Kathleen, y'all want me to get with the EDC to maybe up a little bit? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, we already passed the 5,000 last night.
But
So we can
Consent?
go ahead and next special call meeting, go ahead and pass the 5,000, and if she needs.
I
some
say,
more,
I say
we
get
can
the
do it.
scanner for sure.
well, we could get, because we can. I hate to say it, we could get just a phone poll and say, hey, can we move it up to 6, 7?
Well, that's true.
I mean, we could-
It's gotta go before council.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta go. If I get consensus from everybody,
It's the printer that you're looking at. Is it going to be like they have to pay to print stuff?
I have, the city does not need, my philosophy at the library, try to get the federal government to pay for it first. They don't try to get the state, and the last resort, use our own money. So we have somebody, we do not have to use city paper, we do not have to use city toner, it's all donated.
Fantastic.
So I went ahead and got a better printer.
Okay.
And-
So how much more than?
So I, like I said, and I did put in for a newer laptop for us here, so that's included in it. So 5,000 was very generous, but then we do get a discount from Outland Technology.
I don't know. What is the council's think?
Well, you would think that with all the money I paid for college tuition, I wouldn't have had to pay for making copies, but they would hit me every time.
If you come into the library and open the first 10 copies are free. 9 out of 10 times, somebody puts money in our donation jar for children's books. And if a kid comes in and needs 5 for a report, he's not gonna have to pay for it. Donation. But no, we don't use city money, paper, only.
Fantastic. It's
Well,
great.
what are you thinking?
Well, that's up to y'all. That's an EDC thing. I just wanted to Ms. Donna to get a chance to discuss it a little bit and,
Consistent. Okay.
okay.
And we'll bring it up if we have a special call next week. We put it on the, or to
Okay.
get this thing running. Yeah.
Perfect.
And they don't have to go to public hearing.
Okay.
It's below 10. So
So we're going to move forward with the executive session pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code. This is contracts and personal matters. This is the agreement with our city attorney firm, Isasi PC. So we will.
The train doesn't make any noise. Train parks in, like in my backyard, they park in, I hear a little hiss sometimes, well, that's the train. But what happened is like a few years ago, I mentioned it in the city and they said, well, I'm not sure if we got, something changed, like did we get voting guns? We've always had them, I mean, arms, or something we got that changed, and that was supposed to be a rule. They did not any longer have to, honk their horn. And that's what I called them about. And, but if that was the case, then, well, then we need to put a sign out there saying you're not pursuant to this thing, don't honk your horn. And they start like right in my backyard.
Like I said, to the best of my knowledge, the city would have to go and they would have to get a 30 mile per hour.
Well, I'd rather they go faster. Well, because you don't hear the horn as loud. They park in my backyard, blow the horn, that's the worst.
Yeah. If they're not gonna blow, they're gonna have to go slower rate, slower speed.
Yeah, well, that's, I'd be happy with that, 'cause let them go slow, but don't be.
The other thing is, if they're parking behind your house, for a long period,
Yeah.
you can call the railroad and say, listen, this is too much.